Hi everyone, welcome back to Convos in the Attic. These are short conversations among friends about the simplest of things, backed up by the deepest of thoughts, all done in an attic. And we are your hosts. I'm Mar,
Dom,
Ced, Albert,
and Fons. Welcome back, Mr. Antonio.
Yay!
He back. He got oil money. He got oil money. He bought that shit back. Welcome back,
a
bro.
little bit heavier.
Actually, yung oil, yung pawis sa
come on,
mukha ko,
bro.
bro. Nagmantika ako dun sa
You still
init.
look lovely, son.
Thank you. So yeah,
Oh, yeah,
this
sir.
came
Welcome
from
back.
Qatar.
Hey,
Shout
everyone
outs.
seems a little bit excited today.
You can say that.
Actually, may energy. At least may energy naman in the room.
There's a lot of energy.
Maybe because
right
we
now.
just missed more.
Yes.
Maybe.
Maybe I just missed being here as well.
Oh.
Ooh.
Just
Drama mo, bro.
Just maybe.
So many emotions running right
Actually,
Running wild.
medyo relax lang. Relax. Let's chill.
The
This is supposed to be a chill conversation, but speaking of emotions, by the way, and shout out to one of our listeners. So she actually suggested this topic to talk about.
Thank
So
you, ma'am.
it's more along the lines of like how we deal with or manage emotions, like personally. So usually for us, we go through a lot of different emotions. Minsan sa isang araw, kung ano-anong emotions na talaga. We have mood swings. You know, sometimes we can feel like we're on top of the world and then rock bottom the following hour.
Shout
Depending
out
on
to
what
all the
happens.
Geminis. Masters of mood swings.
Mga June yan, di ba?
Kaya.
Pa yung mga Scorpio, kamusta?
Hindi ko alam, Brad.
Wala.
Pinaka-chill.
Yes.
Woo!
Mga relax. Kami yun eh. Ito yung tatlong Scorpio.
Anyway.
Wala si Ashley.
But anyway, yeah. So I think it was a really interesting suggestion by one of our listeners. So since we're also interested in knowing what you want to hear from us, so we decided to make this our topic for today.
Yeah.
So I think we can start it off with in general, emotions kasi the way we handle emotions, I think it's very personal for us. Given that we all have different personalities, different circumstances in life.
Yeah.
So, iba rin yung nagiging triggers ng emotions natin. Like, I think I could start off with Fons.
Oy!
Other end of the table, bro.
Masyadong hype eh.
How do you personally handle emotions? In the sense na parang, do you feel like the way you express your emotions is also the way you feel about them? Or do you like...
Give me a scenario, bro.
So, for example, you found out that you won the lottery.
Oh.
Or something more realistic, you found out na parang yung graduation gift sa'yo is bagong-bagong kotse.
Woo! Ako talaga yung nag-emote para sa'yo.
Actually, iniisip ko yung mga moments when I felt like extremely happy.
Okay.
Pero I never really felt extreme emotions eh. Parang I'm always neutral. Kasi I'm
You're
a very
stoic.
chill guy. I'm a very stoic guy.
Mm-hmm.
I get hyper when I'm with you guys.
Ooh.
Pero when I'm
kaya
at
pala
home, I'm very calm,
Chill.
collected, and I never panic.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, we know this, bro. We know
So I
this.
guess how I handle my I think I handle my emotions very well. I think you guys would argue na when I'm drunk and bagong gising,
Walang argument dun, bro.
Walang
Malinaw kung ano yung emotions mo dun.
Malinaw.
but yun, so at times na when I'm drunk siguro, iba na yun eh. Hindi naman emotions yun eh. I mean, that's the alcohol.
Demonyo na yun.
Bro, spirit ni Bula Lord yan.
Pero
I'm out of it.
Fons said something na qualified actually. Na, diba? He said that he doesn't feel extreme emotion, and he said afterwards that he handles his emotions well. Like, for you, said, when you say that you handle your emotions well, does it mean for you that you keep your emotions in control, or you act appropriately depending on the circumstance? Like, what would be your definition of handling emotions well?
Well, for one, I'm just gonna put out this term. Someone who can control his emotions, depending on context, that person has emotional intelligence. I think before the whole recording started, it's all we dabbled into that.
Yeah.
But having emotional intelligence is very, very important in this day and age, in particular. Di ka lang pwede mag-emote for the sake of, because gusto mo lang. You know, sometimes situation calls for you to shut the hell down, you know. Or
Yeah, I get you.
To feel things.
Yeah.
yeah, you know. And it's okay. Minsan, kailangan mo ilabas. May times, kailangan mo respetuhin dahil may mga tao rin na may emotions.
Totoo.
Yeah.
Totoo.
Specifically, anong emotions yung usually we have to control or...
Well, for sure, anger is one of those emotions.
True.
Kasi, I mean, if it reaches its extreme point, you know, you can harm people with your anger.
Or you might do things you'll end up regretting in the future.
Correct, yeah.
That's true.
And yung anger, di ba, para siyang... It's an extreme emotion of sadness, in a way. Don't you guys think?
Sadness.
You know what? I can remember.
Kasi you're upset,
There's a graph for this, yung sa Inside Out.
Yeah, you know, I was about to mention that. I love that movie, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Bro, may personal
Inside Out.
touch yung ano sa akin.
Inside Out?
Yeah. Well, for other reasons, but yeah.
I wanna
Naku,
pull up
yung
that.
mga drama
Yeah.
ni Marco.
Pero
Mga
yun nga,
chicks. Ay, joke.
maganda nga na maganda nga rin na bring up yung the gravity of the emotion or what kind of emotions you have to keep in check. So anger is one of the more obvious ones.
Another
Yes.
one could be loneliness. Or
Yes, I was about to go
depression,
to
like sorrow.
sadness.
Yeah.
Sadness.
Like for you, Dom, when you're going through loneliness, for example, like you just had a bad day at work,
Yeah.
'di ba? Or tinambakan tayo sa basketball ng sa Kings of the Court. So medyo bad trip tayo ganun,
Yeah.
down by 50, practice naman. Like how do you manage that sadness? Or sige, just to weigh the two things, 'di ba? Just to put some some contrast. So you have the way that you manage your emotion to appear parang kumbaga paano mo pinapakita yung sarili mo sa ibang tao.
Yeah.
Pero at the same time, there's also a certain sadness that you feel that you can't really show to other people. So
Right.
how do you sort of like either reconcile those two things or you compartmentalize them?
Ako, what I do if I'm sad or lonely, I usually keep it to myself. I'm not the type to like let it out.
Okay.
Kasi, ewan ko, I don't want to bring other people down. I don't want to make to make the mood sad as well.
Grabe.
Pero wala. I think I just go on with it. I don't really try to fight it.
But do you feel like it's also hard for you to just keep that to yourself? Na parang, you want to express that feeling in a certain way. Like to find an outlet na para malabas mo naman rather than just carrying it yourself. Like, what goes through your mind kapag ganun yung situation?
Oo nga, no? Actually, napaisip ako.
No, it's okay.
The moments when I'm sad or lonely, I'm not the type to like bring it out somewhere in terms of like writing or putting it. I find it better if I don't know if it's correct, if I dwell nga eh.
Yeah.
Kasi,
you brood, kumbaga.
Yeah, kasi once I'm done with that, like tapos na siya, I won't think about it anymore.
Embrace the
more of that.
feeling.
Yeah, pero kasi it's hard when you're alone.
Yeah.
But that's why like you look for company when you're down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so to remind you that hindi lang, this is not permanent. This is
Yeah.
everything.
And I think maganda rin to bring that part in na you don't want to affect other people.
Yeah.
So, naisip ko nga rin like, is it because of an expectation set on us to act a certain way? Or is it an expectation set on us on how we should manage our emotions against how we really want to manage them like in our own personal way? So like for you, Bert, in a certain situation, regardless of whether you feel angry, happy, or sad, do you feel like there's a certain pressure on you to act a certain way or to behave a certain way, especially when it comes to handling your emotions?
Yeah, in a way. In terms of basically how we were nurtured as men as well, in terms of what is expected from us, in terms of how we should approach life, how we should express ourselves. Like,
in a way, the stereotypical alpha male should be the one who has like tons of money, someone who's fucking muscular, who has tons of women, stuff like those, like someone who's like confident all the time.
Yeah.
That's like the stereotypical alpha male, right? And in terms of like the expectations, like I could definitely say that people would like people would have certain expectations of you just because of that stereotype. Like you always have to be on point and whatnot.
Yeah.
And you can't be a fucking wuss.
Yeah.
Actually,
You know what I mean?
You know what I like about now. Sorry to interrupt, but I mean one of the few things that's good right now is that people can be, can
be more open
without any, parang
without the fear of judgment.
Yeah, that's one thing I appreciate nowadays, wherein people are more, how do we say
accepting.
it? Accepting.
It's okay to be sad,
to be angry.
And and for one thing that I've learned like recently, like the past few years, is the importance of being able to just like empathize with everyone's with everyone's like emotions and whatnot. Like I know it's not a hard thing to do, but at the same time, like what you mentioned earlier, but I believe that empathy is an integral part of emotional intelligence.
Yep.
Because emotional intelligence is not just about you; it's also being able to being aware of like other people as well, properly. You know what I mean? So I suppose the expectations are there, bro.
Yeah, yung naalala ko nga din dyan is nung pag magpapa-injection ng bata ka pa. Tapos diba, may mga iba may takot sa injection.
Yeah.
Pero pag yung iba, wow, big boy na siya, hindi na siya umiiyak.
Yeah, definitely.
Diba? So parang, there's already, at a very young age, from a very young age, there's already that expectation set on you na, para maging big boy pala, dapat hindi ka na umiiyak.
You have to be strong and
diba?
whatnot, yeah.
Or
can't cry.
Diba? Yun nga, yung the cliche line na boys don't cry, real men do. Blah.
Yeah.
Diba? Sobrang cliche na niya. But that cliche came from somewhere.
Yeah.
Diba? Na parang, if you think about it, there's an expectation for us to suppress some of our emotions because it's not in line with who we should be. When in fact, that's actually very contradictory to who we are because it suppresses our authenticity.
Yeah, as humans.
Yeah, based, like, expressing things or expressing our emotions, like how we really feel about a certain thing.
If we're like sad in the moment or happy in the moment. Pero kasi naman, like, my take on that is, if you show what you're actually feeling, like too much happiness, parang medyo off-range.
Yeah, definitely.
Too much of a good thing is a bad thing.
Yeah, like to be too excited, to be too, diba? When you hear, kunwari, you hear good news, biglang, kunwari, when you were in college, class is cancelled. And then you suddenly, I think why I don't want to invest too much in my emotions is because there's always a 50% chance of letdown happening.
Yeah, that's true.
Diba?
In a way, that's like a practical thing, I guess. But I do get you, though.
Parang if you become too excited for something, parang, I don't know if it's just me, pero something usually, may chance na may hindi yan matutuloy.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
Give an example, Dom.
Kunwari, we all of a sudden we come up with a plan to go to Tagaytay and have dinner there. So, syempre, excited na ako kasi
bulalo.
Minsan, bulalo. And then, one of us gets a call na kailangan mo umuwi ng maaga kasi may something tomorrow out of nowhere. So, syempre, from that feeling of being, of elation, biglang, wala na. And, malulungkot ka lang ngayon kasi you were expecting that to happen.
Yep.
I suppose, can I just say, like, I suppose that type of practice is somehow, like what I mentioned earlier, somehow smart, somehow practical. Because, in a way, you're opening yourself up with, like, numerous situations.
Yeah.
And it won't, like, at the end, with whatever outcome that'll happen. It won't really disappoint you as much because at the end of the day, you kind of primed your head
Parang
on
ganun.
the outcomes.
So dapat
I practice that
hindi
because
ka masyado excited.
Pag ganun ba, half glass full or half
I don't
glass
know
empty?
nga eh.
Kasi you're kinda...
Glass half empty, half full.
It's half full because you drank the half, bro.
Actually kasi, kasi yung naisip ko nga rin dyan, meron kasi kaming term sa office, yung left brain, right brain.
Yeah.
Naalala niyo na parang
Big brain.
there's the logical part and there's the emotional part.
Yeah.
So, there still needs to be that balance. Parang which part of the brain is talking right now? Or which part of the brain is actually dominant right now? Is it the logical part of the brain? Or is it the emotional part of the brain?
Yeah.
Sometimes, depending on the situation or depending on the person we're talking to,
Depending on your gender.
yun rin, pwede rin. Or your cultural background, depending on your religion. So, or your nationality.
Men are more logical, diba? Women are more emotional.
I wouldn't know.
I don't
it's
know.
scientifically proven. This is facts.
I wouldn't
To our viewers, if you can...
If you can validate
if
this.
you can validate the point, you may do so.
Sige. Laban tayo.
Kasi diba, so diba there's the left brain and the right brain, so the logical and the emotional. Pero yun nga parang sabi nga ni Dom, there are sometimes that we get too emotional about a certain thing that we actually neglect to listen to the logical side of our brain. So, of course, there are certain situations that call for being more logical than being more emotional, and that in a way is a positive way of managing your emotions.
And that's hard to do, huh?
Yeah.
Oh yes.
That's very...
I think
that's
that's
quite
what
difficult.
Stoicism is, if I'm not mistaken.
You don't let emotions.
Parang you don't give into whichever
Keeping
emotion
things leveled
you feel.
in your head.
Kasi like to put
like
things in a
that.
different, that was the happy side. Kunwari, sad side. Pinagalitan ka at work, kunwari. Or nahuli ka ng isang traffic enforcer. And because of that, you feel disappointed or sad. And if you dwell naman too much on your sadness, edi sira na yung buong araw mo.
You get caught up with it.
Parang ganun, diba?
Yung Stoicism kasi, it's more of it's you see things as they happen, the way they happen, and not actually have meaning to it.
Yeah,
you
parang,
get what I
parang
mean.
ganun. Yeah, I get
Yung parang,
So you don't
okay,
put emotion or meaning into it. You just take it for what it is.
kunwari, di ba yung some practice Stoicism by making themselves look stupid, tapos they walk around the city, and they let syempre, di ba may mga banter, so parang papahiyain ka, pero a stoic person wouldn't mind because that's parang that it doesn't affect him kasi parang it's just things that happen as they happen
because it
happens, it doesn't mean it wala lang, it's
kind of like not
it's life,
putting meaning into it anymore.
yeah, parang ganun,
Okay.
slightly like
things
that.
be better that way?
Yes.
I question yan for everyone.
Well, that's a hot...
What do you think?
Personally-
Kunwari, you're already late for a big meeting and you're stuck in your car in a Grab or whatever. If you keep on being upset, I mean, diba? If you attach the emotion of anger or disappointment,
Going back, bro,
mas mahirap yung mo.
diba,
trip
that's
mo.
what I said kanina, parang I'm a very chill guy. Na parang kahit kunwari late na ako sa work, I don't panic. I don't I don't feel negative emotions
Based from experience.
as much as, people who are too worried about things.
Yeah.
Kasi parang like how I see things is just how they are. Parang okay, I'm gonna be late. I don't think about ano mangyayari sa akin after this. Parang don't think about it too much. It's just life, bro.
I'm asking if it's better.
Kasi,
Another side.
Yeah, ang thing ko naman dyan kasi
hear
is, for example, you're running late for work or you're running late for a meeting.
For something important.
Yeah, for something important. Yung train of thought ko agad dyan is, it's not so much what will happen to me. I start first with, why did I end up in this situation? What could I have done better so that I didn't end up in this situation? And those are the things that actually make me more anxious than the fact that I'm already late.
Yes.
So for example, kasi
I have to agree.
ang thinking process ko lagi is, what are the things that I can and cannot control? Things that I cannot control, I don't worry about them. But the things I can control, those are the things that I actually get emotional about.
Yeah.
So for example, using Fonz's example of being late, I think to myself, bakit ako na late? Diba? Was it because of a thing that I could not control? For example, nasiraan yung kotse. So, kung nasiraan yung kotse and I can confidently tell myself na, hindi naman ako may kasalanan, wala akong magagawa. Even if I left early, nasira yung kotse. So, there's no reason to panic or to feel emotional about it. Diba?
Yeah.
Pero, let's say, I was running late for work because I woke up like 5 minutes before the meeting actually starts. Because I had a late night. Kasalanan ko talaga yun. And that's something that I would really think about. Kasi, if not for that, it wouldn't have led to that point.
Yeah, to add to Mar's point, I know we were talking about stoicism kanina. And sometimes kasi, being
Passive.
Tawag nito, being a little bit selfish with your emotions, it can affect people. Let's take the being late as an example. Okay, fine, you're late, and you kind of don't care because you just let it be because it's life. But there are also people who are affected by you being late.
That's a different topic.
No. I'm just pointing it out, my friend. Na sometimes, yes, you're not worried, you're not anxious, but you also have to see na shit, paano kaya yung mga tao like
Kamiting mo. Yeah.
I mean, sinayang mo rin kasi oras na.
Yeah,
diba?
true.
I mean, at the end of the day, yes, it's sometimes, like for me, it's okay to control your emotions, but you should also control them in the sense that how will it affect the people
You
around
gotta be
you.
objective with it.
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
get that. I get that.
dun sa analogy natin of being late, it's more of not being too upset at yourself.
Yeah,
That's what you
true.
control. Not really like how your decision. Kasi if you're late, that means you're irresponsible in a way, diba?
Oh, naman.
But that doesn't mean na you should tell yourself na, oh, I'm irresponsible. Yun yung parang emotion. You're letting this negative emotion define you.
Yeah, I think the negative emotion naman comes from the circumstances that led to you being late. Like if we, para lang tahi lang tayo dun sa example with the situation of being late. So, for example, if you blame yourself too much, I agree that it's a bad way of managing your emotion. Kasi it's not constructive. Diba?
Oh.
I think yung point ni Fonston around stoicism around being late, or in the case of
Don't
being
be
late,
late.
it's nice. So hindi mo na kailangan maging stoic
It's not about the
it.
emotions
At saka,
You just don't
at saka yung
don't be late.
yung point there is, okay, nandito ka na sa situation na to, rather than being too emotional about it and not doing anything about it.
Yeah, like
What's the
dwelling.
thing that you can, dwelling on that emotion, what is the thing that you can actually change so that you don't put yourself in the same situation
Bili ka
again?
ng kape sa mga mo.
This too shall pass.
Matulog ka na lang
Nice.
ng maaga, for example. Or regardless of what the solution might be. Diba? I think that's also a good way of managing emotion kasi sometimes, emotions can cloud, most of
cloud?
the time, emotions can cloud our judgment.
That is freaking true.
Kala ko
Diba?
clout.
Like, for example, I don't know, from your childhood or from an experience at work, did you guys have an experience na you knew that you let your emotion get the better of you and you made a very bad decision because
So
of it?
many times. Siguro a simple scenario lang was na-move yung meeting. Na-move yung presentation to like the following week. So, sobrang saya ko, bumili akong kape. So, alam mo yun, parang unnecessary naman gumastos.
Yeah.
Pero dahil sobrang nadala lang ako ng emotion, napagastos ako, which was unnecessary.
You know, actually, joy triggers a lot of
Rash decision making.
yeah.
Being in love, man.
Also
Being in love.
that kasi yun nga medyo clouded ka na, you're very much in the moment.
Hindi logical.
You feel like nasa high ka, nothing can go wrong.
Yeah.
This is a very perfect scenario.
Reckless.
Diba? And you tend to act recklessly.
I guess that's when emotions are
Bad.
Bro,
parang pag napupush sila
Yes.
to their max.
paglasing tayo, masyado tayong happy. That's when shit goes...
Being drunk is a
Shit.
good example.
Actually,
As much as it's the alcohol's
It's elation.
fault, since you're in a good mood, you
Medyo
tend
numb
to...
ka rin.
Your
Numb
judge-
yung mga
your judgment
Yeah.
is impaired.
Lahat ng babae, kausapin mo sa club. Tapos
Actually,
papalabasin
Sino
ka.
yan? Sino yung ganyan?
Actually,
Di ko alam.
may naisip nga ako about getting drunk. So, So what is the reason why we do stupid decisions when we're drunk? It's because we lose control.
Yeah.
We don't get to manage our emotions. Our judgment gets clouded as well. So we act either based on instinct, or impulse, or emotion,
or init,
diba?
Init ng
So
katawan.
actually ang gandang ang example ng pagiging lasing kasi the moment that you let logic get overpowered by emotion, or the moment that you let your judgment get impaired, that's when
shit happens.
Exactly.
The thing with alcohol, you take it when you're either so happy or you're very sad. No?
And
it's like it's present talaga.
Hindi ba pwede pag neutral? Kunwari, inom lang ako. Ganun ako.
Yeah.
Pang-relax.
Pero like, you tend to do it. You want to drown out the sadness or you want to celebrate.
Celebrate or...
Interesting. I think some alcohol brands can use that for
alcohol.
their ideas. Diba?
Pero actually,
alcohol's
to
good.
wrap things up din, kasi ang ganda ng point nun some people actually use alcohol as a way to manage their emotions.
Or escape their emotions.
Escape their emotions. Be it when they're really happy, they use it to celebrate.
This is the best though.
Diba? Or when you're really sad, you try to drown out your emotions. Pero, like from each of you guys, what's one way that you think is very effective for yourself, personally, na ganun nyo na ma-manage yung emotions nyo, regardless of what emotion it is or the circumstance? Like, personally, how do you guys manage emotions to make sure that you're still in control?
I'm gonna say this. Even though it's hard, but in a way, it's very subjective in terms of each one's process in dealing with emotions. In a way, I suppose each one needs to learn how to be self-aware and to deploy self-awareness in terms of, and at the same time have objectivity with it, because some could like claim that they're self-aware, but in a way it comes off rather selfish. Like the whole you also have to think about others when it comes to like dealing with the stuff you have inside as well.
Yeah.
Because I feel like with every emotion that you deal with, like I don't think it's enough that you just like really zone into like your shit lang. I know that's important, but at the same time, being able to observe how others react to certain things, how others process certain things would also help us in molding our self-awareness.
Yeah.
And that, for me, helps in a way for me to be... Because I'm really trying to practice how to be more emotionally intelligent, because I do believe in its importance. But yeah, like being able to like deploy self-awareness with empathy and whatnot, for me is something that I'm really trying to practice. It's not a hard... it's not an easy thing to do for sure.
Definitely.
Because I have fucking lapses.
Oh, naman.
But yeah, I mean, I suppose it's something I'm trying to do. But yeah, there you go.
And I guess that's all she wrote. Sino, like anyone else, like would like to share how they deal with their emotions.
Yeah, but
Ako?
How about you?
It depends on the emotion, to be honest.
Love o yan. Uy, pwede din yun
Oo naman.
Masyado kang in love. Masyado kang atat.
Masyado ka in love, di ka na nag-iisip.
Naloko ka na pala.
Oo, or
get catfish.
Or masyado ng short term yung yung perspective mo, you tire yourself out for the long run, na parang mas marami pa pala mas importante yung bagay kaysa mga iniisip ko. But I let my emotions get the best of me. I think for me, the way I manage my emotions,
like how would you like tag yourself like as na parang in terms of like dealing with emotions, like what type of like individual are you when it comes to those things?
I tend to keep to myself.
Shit.
Which is a bad thing.
I'm guilty of that too.
Parang I tend to remove myself from either the situation or from other people.
Yo, can we answer that shit? Because I think that's like a consistent theme. Like keeping shit in.
Yun na nga. Sige, I think that's a good way to
I don't know. I'm sorry. I know we're about to wrap shit up.
No, I know. It's fine. Because for me, like I was never the... Para I grew... Hindi I was never the emotionless person or the guy who expresses himself too much.
Yeah.
I'm really more selective on who I would want to express my emotions
Big
to.
fan. Same.
Yeah.
That's
same.
one. Another is, parang yung sinabi ni Dom kanina, I don't want to involve other people with how I feel.
Yeah, real shit.
Which is wrong in a sense na parang it's unfair to the people around you who care about you.
But at the same time, you don't want to be a burden
Correct.
to others.
So there's a
Yeah,
balance
I
there.
get
Kasi
that.
for example, your family. Your family expects that they will be the first ones you would reach out to when you're having a hard time. Kasi they're your support system. Kumbaga,
Dapat.
umuwi ka araw-araw sa bahay. Diba? Like that's no, for some people,
Real shit.
Ang dami natin tinatago sa parents natin.
diba? Exactly.
Ano tinatago mo?
Madami, bro.
So,
I mean, all of us. Diba? You
So-
guys, alam ba ng parents yung
Ano?
last week, yung ano na tayo?
last week wala ako dito, so safe
Tekashi.
So-
Si Tekashi nandito, bro.
No, but yeah.
6'9".
Tekashi 6'9", magsisnitch ka pa eh.
Mga snitch ngayon.
But yeah, going back to that part. Na parang, for me, number one, I tend to remove myself from the situation. Number two is, I usually try to be as objective about it as possible in the sense na yun nga, if it wasn't in my control, then I have to learn how to be at peace with it. But if it was in my control, how do I deal with it next time?
Okay.
But
yeah,
I have this tendency to mask my emotions. I really don't show, especially if I'm sad. I don't show people that I'm
Yung
sad.
ba naman?
How do y'all think?
Bro, okay lang yan.
How do y'all think? Like, how do we alleviate that type of habit? Like, what do you guys think about that?
Well, ako, I'll go now.
Yeah.
Ako kasi, I'm an expressive person. And in contrast with to Mars, mas ko, like, as in, if I'm happy, everyone has to be happy. If I'm sad, sorry, maging masaya pa rin tayo.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, I'm just an expressive kind of person. And how I try to, I try to use my emotions into something, or like I translate it into something. Kasi, I mean, we are blessed to have emotions. I don't know if some people don't feel things, which is sad, but if you can feel things, that's a good thing, and you have to properly package it into something good, which I do with my passions and whatever. That's just me. And to answer Bert's question, how to
Alleviate that habit of like keeping shit in.
I guess to each his own at the end of the day, but sometimes it's healthy kasi to show emotions.
Yeah.
May emotions ka for a purpose.
Yes.
Yeah.
But going beyond, syempre, masama rin.
Oh,
Yeah.
Going under is also masama. So a perfect balance of showing emotions
That's the
is
goal.
probably the best.
Yeah.
It really varies person to person.
Shit.
Agree.
So I suppose we all have our own journeys. I
Yeah.
guess.
Oo naman.
Shit. Alright. Just know I got y'all. I love y'all.
Aww. So much love now.
Oh,
Yeah.
emotion.
Ngayon nag-open up na, biglang emotional eh. But yeah, I think this has been a very personal conversation.
Yeah, it was.
So,
Wait, may pahabol ako.
ayoko na.
Last na.
Ayoko.
Ito, may isa pa akong thing na gusto
Go.
na naisip ko lang. Like sometimes, you know how it's hard to show love to other people then.
Oh, that's fucking real.
Like, kunwari, sa parents mo, sa family mo, brothers, sisters, it's hard to give emotion just as much as it's hard. It's hard to keep, parang, di ba, negative emotions, kunwari, sadness.
Yeah.
Hindi natin sinasabi sa parents natin, usually. Or sa ibang tao. But the same time, pati love. Like,
To show affection.
to show
yung
affection.
Yeah.
Kaya is
Real.
Parang, di ba dapat, we should practice, like, showing emotions din. And not just managing it. But to actually give,
Yung expression.
expressing your emotions. Kasi I think that's, for me, parang, it's harder for me to express my emotions than to keep emotions.
Yeah.
If I'm sad, kaya ko siyang...
You keep it to yourself.
I can handle it.
Yeah.
Parang, I can be sad all day and the next day I'm fine. You know.
I
Pero
think,
like showing appreciation, love to other people. Parang nahiya ka eh. Diba?
I think the word management naman, when we were talking about it earlier, the word manage in the context of emotions, it's also about how you express them. Diba kanina nga we were talking about how we express emotions in a certain situation. So I guess that also applies. And in relation to your point around showing affection, which is we can talk about this at length in a whole nother episode.
Valentine's special.
Okay, Valentine's.
Yung love languages.
Yeah, love
Oh
languages.
yeah. Oh.
Ano ka?
That's a great topic actually.
Next episode, love language.
Yeah,
Let's
okay.
talk about
Let's
that
talk
one
about
time.
that in the next episode. But yeah, thanks for listening, guys. Up to
sinagot
this.
si Bonza.
Okay na yan.
Oh, last na.
Oh, ano?
Bye.
Kainis. But yeah, if you have
Some real
any
shit,
other insights on how you manage emotions, how you think you can also give us some insights, how we can
Yeah.
or things that we can learn from para naman masanay din kami in terms of expressing our emotions, how we deal with them, how we handle our emotions in our everyday lives. Feel free to share them in the comments below.
Speaking of emotions, show us
Kahit
love.
emoji lang. Ayun na lang. Share your current emotion with an emoji sa comments.
Like, bawal angry face.
Yan.
Peach.
Diba?
Okay lang kahit ano.
And if you have other
100.
suggestions,
Peach.
anong peach?
Emoji.
Peach.
Yung fruit.
Yung fruit. Tapos,
From Jollibee.
pero yun nga, like, and also, if you have any other suggestions in terms of topics,
Yeah.
please do share them with
Yeah,
us.
Yes, give us a message. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wala
Drop
na,
us a
wala
DM.
na kami mapag-usapan.
But whoever suggested that thing, thank you.
Thank you. And catch you guys in the next episode. Bye.
Cash you outside. How about that?